When you pay for a service and the problem you hired the company to fix is still there, waiting silently may only make the situation more frustrating. If the company has already failed to provide the service you expected, a clear written complaint gives you a way to document what happened, explain the problem, and formally request a reasonable solution. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to write a professional service complaint letter. We will go through this sample section by section, look at the complete wording, explain why each part is important, and show you how to make your complaint firm without sounding rude or overly emotional. Let's begin with the sender's information. This section identifies the person making the complaint and provides several ways for the company to respond. Including your full name, mailing address, email address, and telephone number makes the complaint more professional and creates a clear record of who is submitting it. When writing your own complaint letter, make sure your contact information is current and accurate. Next comes the date. The sample uses August 20th, 2026. The date is important because it establishes when the formal complaint was submitted. This can become especially useful if the company gives you a response deadline, if you need to follow up later, or if the complaint develops into a larger dispute. Use the actual date you are sending the letter. Now we have the recipient information. This identifies the department and company responsible for handling the complaint. Addressing the letter to a customer relations manager or appropriate complaints department can help ensure that the complaint reaches someone responsible for resolving customer issues. If you know the specific person responsible for complaints, you can use their name instead. Next is the subject line. Subject: formal complaint regarding unsatisfactory service. The subject immediately tells the recipient why you are writing. This is important because the company should understand from the beginning that the letter is a formal complaint rather than a general inquiry. Keep the subject specific and professional. You do not need to use insulting or emotional language. Now let's look at the salutation. The sample says, "Dear Customer Relations Manager." This is a professional greeting that matches the recipient identified above. If you know the recipient's name, you can address them directly. If you do not know their name, using the department or position is perfectly practical for a formal complaint. Now let's move to the opening paragraph. The sample says, "I am writing to formally express my dissatisfaction with the service I received from Premier Home Services on August 14th, 2026. I am submitting this complaint because the service provided did not meet the standard that was represented when I made the appointment." This opening does two important things. First, it identifies the service and the date. Second, it clearly states the reason for the complaint. This is important because a strong complaint letter should get to the problem quickly. There is no need to spend several paragraphs describing your frustration before explaining what went wrong. Now let's explain exactly what happened. The next paragraph says, "I scheduled a home air conditioning maintenance service for my property and was informed that the technician would inspect the system, identify any issues, and complete the necessary maintenance." This sentence establishes what service was originally promised. That matters because the complaint needs to compare what you expected with what actually happened. The paragraph continues. However, the technician arrived approximately 2 hours after the scheduled appointment window and completed the service in less than 30 minutes without providing a detailed explanation of the work performed. Now the letter identifies specific problems. The technician arrived late, the service was completed very quickly, and there was no detailed explanation of the work. Specific facts make a complaint much stronger than general statements such as, "The service was terrible." When writing your own complaint, focus on what happened, when it happened, and what the company or employee did or failed to do. Next, explain what happened after the service. The sample says, "Later that same day, I noticed that the air conditioning system was still not operating properly." This is an important detail because it shows that the original service did not resolve the problem. The letter then explains, "I contacted your customer service department and explained the problem, but I was advised that another appointment would be required, and that I might be charged an additional service fee. This gives the company more context. The customer did not simply complain after the appointment. She contacted customer service and attempted to resolve the problem. The paragraph concludes, I believe this is unreasonable because the original service did not resolve the issue for which I hired your company. This explains why the additional charge is being challenged. Notice that the wording is firm but professional. Instead of attacking the company or employee personally, the writer explains why she believes the proposed additional fee is unreasonable. Now let's discuss the amount paid and supporting records. The sample says, I paid $185 for the original service and expected the technician to complete a proper inspection and address any problems identified during the appointment. This sentence establishes the financial part of the complaint. The customer explains what she paid and what she expected to receive in return. The paragraph continues, I have retained the service invoice and payment receipt and can provide copies if necessary. This is important because supporting documents can help the company investigate the complaint. Depending on the situation, you may also have an appointment confirmation, contract, photographs, emails, text messages, or other records. Keep those documents available and provide copies when appropriate. Now we reach one of the most important parts of the letter, the requested resolution. The sample says, I respectfully request that your company arrange a follow-up inspection at no additional charge and correct the unresolved issue. This sentence clearly tells the company what the customer wants. A complaint letter should not only explain what went wrong, it should also explain how you would like the company to resolve the problem. The letter then provides an alternative. If the original service cannot be properly completed, I request a refund of the service fee. This gives the company another reasonable way to resolve the complaint. The paragraph ends with, I would also appreciate a written explanation of how you intend to resolve this matter. This is useful because it asks the company to provide a clear response rather than simply acknowledging the complaint. When writing your own request, make sure the solution is connected directly to the problem you described. Now let's explain the customer's expectations and why the situation is disappointing. The sample says, I have been a customer who expected reliable and professional service, which is why this experience has been particularly disappointing. This sentence communicates dissatisfaction without becoming aggressive. The paragraph continues, I hope the company will take this complaint seriously and provide a reasonable resolution rather than requiring me to incur additional costs for a service that has not been satisfactorily completed. This reinforces the customer's main concern. The issue is not simply that she was unhappy. She does not want to pay additional money to correct a problem that she believes should have been addressed during the original service. This is a good example of keeping the complaint focused on the actual issue. Now let's establish a response deadline. The sample says, please respond to this complaint within 10 business days of receiving this letter. A response time frame gives the company a clear expectation. Without a time frame, a complaint may remain unresolved without a clear point for follow-up. The important thing is to choose a reasonable time frame for the circumstances. The letter then says, I am happy to provide the invoice, payment receipt, appointment confirmation, and any other information needed to investigate the matter. This reinforces that the customer is willing to cooperate with the investigation. It also reminds the company that documentation is available. Now we come to the closing paragraph. The sample says, Thank you for your attention. I look forward to your prompt response and a satisfactory resolution. This closing is short and professional. Notice that the writer does not repeat the entire complaint. Instead, the closing simply reinforces the expectation that the company will respond and work toward a resolution. Before sending a service complaint letter, make sure your facts are accurate. Include the date of the service you purchased, what went wrong, how you attempted to resolve the issue, and any amount you paid. Keep copies of your invoice, receipt, appointment confirmation, correspondence, photographs, and other relevant records. If you are sending the complaint by email, keep a copy of the message and any attachments. Most importantly, avoid insults, threats, or exaggerated claims. A strong complaint is not necessarily an angry complaint. It is a clear record of what happened, why you believe the service was unsatisfactory, and what reasonable action you want the company to take. Thank you for watching Writing Tutorials. I hope this guide has helped you understand how to write a professional service complaint letter. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like the video, subscribe to Writing Tutorials, and stay tuned for more step-by-step writing guides. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial.